This is going to be a real short video. It's only going to be a couple minutes long. It's a little health thermometer that was sent to me by banggood.com to show off, and we'll take it apart and we'll see how accurate this thing actually is. So what this is an infrared health thermometer. This is the first time I've seen this unit. Comes complete with batteries, and it uses a little infrared sensor to measure your temperature. So no more sticking probes in your ear or sticking a thermometer in your mouth. This one here will measure your body temperature from your skin. This one came from Banggood. They sent me this to try out and show off. So let's load some batteries and make a quick little video of this and see how well this performs. Now, on the downside, the instruction manual is totally in Chinese. I think we can probably figure out how to work this thing without an English manual. Okay, to load the batteries, open up the battery compartment and install two AAA size batteries. It vibrates when it turns on and the LEDs light up. And then something like this is pretty simple. You press the button and it will measure your temperature. Now, to understand how this thing works, we're going to take a look at the infrared from the unit in night shot mode, because that turns off the infrared filter on the camera. And how this works is you don't actually make contact with your forehead, or, well, you measure it on the forehead, but you don't actually make contact with the skin. You hold it about 3 centimeters from the surface of the forehead, because your forehead is going to have your most accurate temperature, and press the button. And notice that when I do that, if we watch in here, you'll see an infrared emitter will turn on, and what it's doing is it's bouncing an infrared signal off your skin, and it's reading the temperature here on the sensor. So by default, out of the package, it's going to measure temperature in degrees Celsius. I'm not going to get an accurate read off my hand. In fact, I'm probably not going to get an accurate read off my forehead out here in the workshop, because it's only 8 degrees Celsius out here. But for those that want to change it to Fahrenheit, I can't rely on these because I can't read Chinese, but I can read that it shows that it can display Fahrenheit as well. So let's see if I can figure this out without the manual. Since there's only one button on here, I would assume that all you do is press and hold. So let's see what happens. Hold the button for 10 seconds, it'll flash Celsius and Fahrenheit. Press the power button to switch back and forth. Now it goes to Fahrenheit. Press and hold. Now the unit's set for degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, now we've seen this thing operate, let's take it apart and see what's inside it. As that's what we do on this channel, we take things apart. And sometimes they don't go back together. Now, I did just take this in the house and I tested it on myself. After I warmed up, I test 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Perfectly normal. Now, how does this come apart? That's the question. It probably just pops apart. Yes, it does. Oh, Big Clive would be proud. Here's our circuitry. And one more little screw here. Actually, there's 3 more little screws. We'll remove them. And get a look at the circuit board. So the circuit board's got a couple capacitors on it, a little inductor, and the actual sensors that do the measurement. There's a coil down here as well for something. You can see. Let me get a close-up of this. Low battery indicator. I'm looking at the instructions. It looks like the only ones that operate on here is the low battery indicator, so it doesn't have Bluetooth, but the display has the Bluetooth mark on it. Low battery indicator, Fahrenheit, Celsius, 3.5 digit display will display your temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius to 0.1 degree accuracy. Here's the inner workings here. You got this, the emitter is down here. Looks like that's the emitter because we looked at it on the camera. And this is the one that was sending out the infrared light. That's going to be the sensor. So our emitter is here, and the sensor is emitter there, sensor there. Don't know what that is, but there's a little coil up here of some type for something, and it's got a custom IC, as you can see right here, encapsulated IC. So they've done some custom work on this thing. Couple capacitors in here, not really a lot in it. I'm not going to take it apart any further than this because I'm going to probably use this thing and see how well it performs. So let's just put this back together, and I'm going to close it up, and then I'm going to close off this video. Link to this is in the description. It came from banggood.com, and looks to be relatively well made. It works as advertised. The only problem I found is that the instruction manual is exclusively in Chinese. If they want to market this thing to North America, they're going to have to put an English manual in it as well. But it's dead on accurate. I was quite impressed on how accurate it is. Case snaps back together. I did compare it to my oral thermometer, which was exactly the same. One screw in the base to hold it together. And then put the batteries back in. I wonder if it's going to stay in Fahrenheit or whether it is reset to Celsius. It is in Celsius. So when I put the batteries in to change it back, I'm just going to press and hold the power button for 10 seconds. There we go. And then to press the button again to get Fahrenheit, and press and hold for 10 more seconds while it's flashing. And now it's in Fahrenheit. If I put it close to my hand here, again, it's going to register very low because I'm in the cold here, but 96.8. That's not bad considering I'm in the cold. So it's measuring fairly close. You'll know if you've got a fever with something like this. Anyway, that's about all I can show on this. It's a little iHealth monitor. It'd be nice if the instructions came in English as well, but they don't. But again, it's pretty straightforward, very simple to use. Link to this is in the description. And as always, thanks for watching.